And ladies and gentlemen, we are back at Wembley Arena in London, England, and we're about to hear from Bobby Roode.
Cut the music. It's been an hour. He has had 1 hour. It's obvious he's too injured to compete, too injured to finish the match, so why don't you do your job? Count to 10 and raise my hand. So Team Roode can walk into lockdown with the advantage. Do your job, ring the bell and start the count.
Well, we saw, right before the break, we saw MVP assisting along with Eddie Edwards. Davey Richards getting taped up on that injured shoulder.
Yeah,
so
Roode's under the assumption that he's not going to be able to make it out here.
Well, Roode's right. I don't blame him. I'd have the referee count too. He's got 5 seconds.
Counts at 6.
Davey's got 6 seconds to get out of here, or 4 seconds, I should say. Nice math. Just about to get his hand raised is Bobby. And now, one half of the Wolves in tow right there, taped up as Davey, a wounded animal for sure.
Yeah, but we talked throughout this broadcast about how much pride that Davey Richards has in terms of representing Team MVP both tonight and this Sunday at Lockdown in the Cage. This is all about the man advantage for Lethal Lockdown in Miami, where control of wrestling operations is going to be on the line.
Right.
This is the last element of that opening 6-man elimination tag team match from the top of our broadcast. These are the final 2.
Correct. And for those that are just, jumping on here late on the show here, I mean, what happened, the reason why Davey Richards is injured, it was a 2-on-1 situation with Bobby Roode and his team member, Austin Aries, who violently attacked Davey Richards with a steel chair all over his shoulder. Austin Aries was disqualified, and now it's a 1-on-1 situation. The referee gave Davey an hour to recoup. And here we go. This is what's happening right now. So,
yes, and this is to determine, the man advantage for the Lethal Lockdown match. And we found out earlier tonight that Jeff Hardy will return to TNA, returns to Impact Wrestling at Lockdown as part of Team MVP in the Lethal Lockdown match. This is difficult to watch.
Yeah, well, you can't play Bobby Roode. He's getting all back on that shoulder. It's an injury. Davey Richards had to assume that Bobby was going to do just this type of offense, gun right after that shoulder. Now, Hardy being on Team MVP along with the Wolves, that's a huge deal come this Sunday. Now, again, if Team MVP wins the match, Lethal Lockdown match, his team, MVP, I should say, gets complete control of wrestling operations here in TNA.
That's true, but also think, how about if Team Dixie is victorious? Bobby Roode has been promised by our TNA president, Dixie Carter, that he will have 10% of the ownership stake in TNA Wrestling.
And that's big. I mean, that's huge. Bobby, as we saw, weeks back, he wanted out. He wanted out of the company. Dixie offered him that deal on the table. You win for my team at Lethal Lockdown, you'll get 10% ownership of the company. And Roode said tonight it'll be Roode's way then. Whatever that means.
True. Arms staked out, and Roode just continues the assault on the injured shoulder.
This guy's
Richards just crying out in pain.
And Bobby Roode, he is just taking his time. And I can tell you, from being injured in the ring, and you're waiting for that next attack from your opponent.
Watch out.
It's the longest wait in the world, Mike. You're in pain. You can't defend yourself, and you're waiting for the guy to nail you again. It sucks. I'm telling you, I can feel it through Davey. But Davey's fighting back here.
Gonna fight his way out of the corner. He caught Roode first with the boot. And now it looks like he's going to try and go high risk, but he just can't do it. Can't even climb the ropes.
Big part of his offense, Davey Richards, too. And you got to keep him on. Let's keep this in mind, too. Davey Richards is a...
We went for a unique version of the Dragon Screw leg whip right there.
Davey is a tag team wrestler. I mean, so he's so used to being in a team and tagging out when he's injured. Bobby Roode is a singles competitor. But Davey is mounting some sort of a comeback here.
This is the pride factor that we've been pointing out all night. And despite the injured shoulder, Richards tries to fight back, able to slide through and avoid Roode with the contact, and then drill him, caught him right in the top of the head with the kick.
It's tough for him to follow up, tough for Davey to follow up because of the injury.
I wanted to mention the passing this week of Billy Robinson, arguably the greatest British wrestler ever, and
for many years. Billy also an accomplished MMA trainer. And speaking of MMA, you do not want to miss Bellator Live. Tomorrow night on Spike TV, it's the Bantamweight World Championship between Eduardo Dantes and Anthony Leone, plus the start of the heavyweight tournament.
He's going to risk. Big risk. Big risk.
Went for the dive, the suicide dive. But that's the upper body. That's the shoulder that makes the contact with Roode. How smart is that?
Sometimes you got to take a shot. I respect it. Guy's a maniac. I mean, take a little look right here. Just a suicide dive.
Ooh,
shoulder, head first. Look at that. He's leaving it all out here. He's a true team player, sacrificing his Davey Richards for his feet. But you better be careful, Davey. You're in there with Bobby Roode. That guy knows what he's doing. He's a quick thinker.
Here comes. Went for the missile drop kick. Richards connects. Floats over. Cover. Leg hook. Oh, that was close. Again, what's at stake here is the man advantage for the Lethal Lockdown cage match this Sunday in Miami, when control of TNA wrestling operations are on the line. And that's why we're seeing Davey Richards fight for Team MVP.
A lot of heart, man. This young man's got a lot of fortitude and heart. That round kick hit his mark. Another round kick right to the chest of Bobby Roode.
You talk about a never-say-die attitude. Went for the kick. Oh, but Roode able to duck under, take him up to the shoulders. Going to try the Roode bomb, but instead, Richards rolls through, and Roode shoulders down for two.
Oh, we almost got him there. Now, look at this now. We saw this, actually, earlier. It was a spot where Davey Richards nailed this single-leg crab.
Yeah, but he doesn't have the ability to reach through and cap off the grip that he has.
Yeah, earlier he was able to clasp on a figure-4 grip, which makes that hold even tighter. Look at that kick to the shoulder. Oh, again. Bobby Roode is he's a master. Tremendous tactician in there. But that, again, he's grabbing his knee, Bobby, from earlier, that attempt of some sort of a dragon screw between the ropes. Bye. Oh, Davey.
And Richards charging right at Roode. Able to sidestep him as he went again. Shoulder first right into the steel post.
Roode bomb. Here we go. He picked the spot. Roode's got him.
Exactly
it's over.
Right.
It's over.
The Roode bomb.
Oh, now
Roode.
look at this.
Yeah, but he's not happy with the pin. He's going to go for the submission win on that shoulder.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the match, Bobby Roode.
He won't give up the grip. He won't give up the crossface.
Look at this now. Oh,
that bar in the arm.
God, look at that. Look at how he's bending back that arm. And here comes MVP, along with Eddie Edwards, as they realized the injury could get worse. What condition will Davey be in this Sunday? That's the other question. I'll see you Sunday.
Yes, and when they meet Sunday with control of wrestling operations at stake, Team Dixie, captained by Bobby Roode, they will have the all-important man advantage, and that's going to be huge.
That is massively huge.